Hey yo, what is going on, you guys? It's Toby here from Gamers Take and 2016, and guess what? Another horror movie to start off the year, just like it's been doing for a couple other years, as well as they've all kind of sucked. So, will The Forest be one of them? Let's see.
Hi, I'm Albert.
Hi, I'm Danny.
Hi, I'm Jazz.
Hi, I'm Toby.
Welcome to Gamers Take.
The Forest. Holy crap, guys. Gotta be honest, when I saw that they were gonna make a movie on the suicide forest in Japan, I was actually kind of interested because, you know, I kind of like those, you know, supernatural places, and that it just has that creepy vibe to it. So I was interested in that aspect of the movie. However, my expectations for this movie were not really high. So when I went in to see this movie, gotta say, my expectations were right down here. You know, just like any horror movie that comes out in the month of January. So they're always down here. But with that being said, let's talk about this movie, guys. So, Natalie Dormer, who plays Sarah in this movie, she has this uneasy feeling about her twin sister, who's actually played by Natalie Dormer, and her name is Jess. And Jess lives in Japan. She pretty much works at a school there. She ends up going into the suicide forest. So Natalie Dormer's character ends up traveling all the way to Japan to explore the Aokigahara forest. Didn't think I was gonna get that right, didn't you? So yeah, that forest is actually located at the base of Mount Fuji. So so she ends up going there, and a lot of other extra people end up tagging along to go look for her sister. And this is where pretty much the majority of the movie takes place. Now, I will say, the characters in this movie, although not all of them are always interesting, but the main one being Natalie Dormer, her character, I feel like, is one of those characters that, you know, the movie might not be as good as you want it to be, but at least the characters make you care about them. And that's the one thing that this movie gets right. I cared about her character throughout the entirety of this movie. I wanted her to find to go out there and look for her sister and find her and, you know, bring her back. You know, that's just one of the things that I think that the director of this film got right. Now, I gotta say, with that being said, this movie falls into so many of the horror movie tropes where there's a lot of the ghost face pop-ups and there's the horror movie dream sequences, you know. And that's the one part of this movie I cannot stand. Is I was literally counting how many dream sequences there were in this movie, because, you know, I understand some horror movies need to at least bring one of them up, because it's, I guess, tradition in horror movies where they have to bring it up. But once it starts like, okay, there's one, okay, there's another one, and another one, it just gets repetitive, and it just does not make me care about the situation that's coming up, because it might not be real. Now, with that being said, it ends up playing a lot of the cliches. However, this movie, what I did not expect it to be, was a psychological horror movie. It made my brain get a little bit confused through the movie, because in the beginning of the movie, Natalie Dormer kind of has this little story that she tells, and what she's saying is not really what's happening on the screen, and that kind of made my brain just like do twists and turns. And that was actually a good part of this movie, because it made you think. It made you, okay, that does not make a whole lot of sense, but it wasn't too complicated where you can figure out like, okay, maybe they're gonna bring it up later on in the movie. The cinematography in this movie was pretty good. However, there seems to be certain scenes in the movie, especially early on, where there's really awkward silence, and I don't understand why, because some of the characters that are talking, they're interacting with the other characters, but the other characters don't say anything to, or they don't respond to whatever the character is saying, and that to me is like, and then there's that awkward silence, like, whoa, okay, is anyone going to say anything? And it also kind of makes it come across as a National Geographic episode that I'm watching. At least for the first part of the movie, which is, it doesn't last too long. The ending of this movie, I'm not going to spoil it, so it's okay. The ending of this movie really pissed me off. The reason I will not spoil it, and I don't want to necessarily just dive into it and explain why I'm so pissed about this movie. But I gotta say, if you have any common sense in your mind or any logic to how the way this movie ends, you're gonna be kind of mad. Because then you're going to start thinking of how this movie could have ended, and it's probably going to make a much better ending than what the ending they came up with. Let's kind of wrap this whole thing up, guys. Is this a great movie? Not really. Is it a completely bad movie? No. I think this movie kind of falls into that weird gray area of a film where it's not really bad, but it's not really good either. I think this is a movie where if you want to kick the year off with a horror movie, I think then, okay, yes, this movie is fine for that. It has, by all means, really good characters, with Natalie Dormer having probably a really good performance in this movie. At least that's my opinion. The cinematography is pretty good up until the end of the movie, where it's like shaky cam up the ass, and the resolution does not seem to be really good. It's just kind of shitty, and that's possibly due to the shaky cam. The plot of this movie of a twin sister looking for her twin, and they have the whole twin telepathy thing kind of going on. To me, I don't feel like that's a too original story or plot, but I think the plot of it actually happening in the Aokigahara Forest, I think that is a pretty good step, at least in the right direction. The movie is intense in certain situations, and it kind of keeps you on the edge of your seat. There are some creepy elements in the movie. So, with all that being said, guys, I'm gonna give this movie a 7. It is by all means average, but I don't think it deserves a 6, because I think that's just barely making it. I think this movie is a little bit better than just slightly making the cut. So if you guys have seen this movie, by all means, tell me what you thought in the comments below. I'll be sure to check that out. As well, if you like this video, by all means, hit that like button, subscribe to our channel where we'll be reviewing more movies, more games, as well as you thought this video completely sucked. There's a dislike button right there for you to press. And I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.